Symbiotes have been one of the most profitable assets of the Marvel Universe. They have been the source of innumerable storylines and possibilities in which different characters served as the hosts to one or many of the symbiotes. The symbiotes even have a god who could gain possession of any symbiote at any point in time. Marvel's experimentations have even made kids be hosts of the symbiotes. Although the attempt was to show how kids could control the symbiotes and not succumb to their will, it is kinda disturbing to watch them change into vicious symbiotes. Hi everyone, and welcome to another marvelous video where we'll be talking about 3 kid symbiote hosts who are extremely disturbing. So without any further delay, let us begin. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Dylan Brock. Making his first appearance in Venom Volume 4 Issue 7, released in October 2018, Dylan Brock is the son of Eddie Brock and Anne Weying. It all happened when she bonded with the Venom symbiote and somehow became pregnant. Anne left the child with his paternal grandfather Carl Brock and committed suicide. Dylan was more of a human-symbiote hybrid and was created by the symbiotes to destroy their symbiote god, Null. Dylan grew up learning Carl to be his father and later Eddie to be his older brother. After Dylan began staying with Eddie, he soon began having hallucinations of Null, which led him to a state of coma. But Eddie by then was aware that Dylan was his son. Later, Carnage was collecting the trace remnants of symbiotes from previous host spines. He learned about Dylan being Anne's codex incarnated in human form. He was about to take his spine before Eddie arrived and killed him, accidentally freeing Null from his Clintar. Dylan next appeared in the King in Black series, which was basically Null arriving on Earth and invading the planet. Dylan played his role by weakening Null's connection to the hive mind, and later freeing the heroes who were possessed by Null. Eddie was dead, but the God of Light revived him and boosted his power. He killed Null and became the new god of the symbiote. Eddie used his unit power to remove the darkness from Dylan and make him a normal person. But later, when he was shot by Jack-o'-lantern, the Venom symbiote bonded to him to save his life. Thus, Dylan became the new Venom. In the Kings in Black comic series, which showcased Eddie being trapped in a time loop, Dylan was shown to be making efforts to free his father. Dylan later decided to step out of his father's shadows and unleash his true power. Venom's voice revealed to him that he was a human symbiote hybrid and merged with him, assuming the identity as a counterpart of Codex from Earth 1051. Normie Osborne. Created by writer Tom DeFalco and artist Ron Frenz, Normie Osborne was the firstborn son of Liz Allen and Harry Osborne. He was introduced in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 263, released in January 1985. Normie grew up being extremely loyal to Harry and hated Spider-Man for hurting his dad. When Harry chose to return to his role as the Green Goblin, Liz begged Harry to stop for the sake of his son. But when Harry asked Normie if he thought his dad was crazy, he said no. Driven by insanity, Harry once decided to denote his house with all the people who hated him. While being engaged in a fight with Spider-Man, he realized that Normie was still in the house. His sanity kicked back, and he rescued his son. But when he returned, he found out that he was dying because of the Goblin formula. Harry's final words to Spider-Man were how he considered him to be his best friend. This was heard by Normie, which changed his lifelong perspective of Spider-Man. After the death of Harry, the Goblin women tried kidnapping Normie and exposing him to the Goblin formula, but were stopped by Spider-Man and Molten Man. When Norman returned, he tried using the Goblin formula on Normie. He used a Goblin robot, which Normie mistook as his father. Normie began hating his father for abandoning him and Spider-Man for being his associate. When his family discovered the return of Norman Osborn, they wished to celebrate it before Red Goblin attacked them. Normie and the rest of the family managed to escape with the help of Spider-Man, Silk, Clash, the Human Torch, and Agent Anti-Venom. Norman revealed his true objective and soon engulfed Normie with a part of the Carnage symbiote and the Goblin formula. Norman and Normie joined hands and split after their specific targets, Mary Jane and May Parker. While assaulting May Parker, Normie was confronted by Superior Octopus, who initially managed to subdue him. However, there was more rage in Normie than Otto could handle. Calling himself the Goblin Child, he ripped off Otto's arm. He was about to kill him before J. Jonah Jameson interfered, and Norman rescued Normie from the scene. Harry was also revealed to be alive and tried getting back his son, who was driven crazy by the symbiote. Finally, when Norman shot Harry's glider and threw Liz out of the window, only to be later saved by Spider-Man, Normie realized that his grandfather was the real villain. Normie embraced his father and managed to calm down his symbiote. Later, when Carnage was after the remnants of the symbiote codices, Normie was one of his targets. But Spider-Man fetched him before Carnage and brought him to the Maker to free Normie's symbiote from him. Following the events of the Null invading Earth, Dr. Banner managed to remove Normie's codex. Later, in the Kings in Black series, Dylan introduced a new symbiote to Normie and asked him to join in his battle against the Kings in Black and rescue his father. This new symbiote was called Rascal. Bran Waters. Bran Waters was a teenage boy who bonded with the symbiote Toxin, showcased in Venom vs. Carnage. Toxin was the spawn of the Carnage symbiote. Toxin first bonded to a police officer named Patrick Mulligan and attempted to be a hero until his death. Leaving Mulligan, Toxin was forced to merge with Eddie Brock to fight Venom. He later bonded with two other symbiotes to fight Chthon, Earth's first master of black magic. Following the encounter, which left Toxin weak, it bonded with Bran Waters and survived in King in Black, Planet of the Symbiotes Issue 3, published in April 2021. Young Bran was afraid of his identity being revealed and asked the symbiote to give him a more mature appearance. Toxin complied with his request and made his appearance a combination of Eddie Brock and Patrick Mulligan. Following Null's invasion, Bran, with the symbiote Toxin, fought one of the brood human hybrids created by Alchemax. Soon, he was attacked by one of the guardsmen at Alchemax, believing him to be a part of the symbiote invasion. Later that night, when he returned home, he realized that the guardsman whom they fought at Alchemax was his own father Oscar. In the events of Extreme Carnage, Bran, aka Toxin, fought alongside Silence and Agent Anti-Venom against Carnage, who was bonded to Peter Crane and planned to kill the President of the United States. It was later revealed that Carnage was bonded to Peter's son Arthur Crane and was after the Senator and not the President. After getting some help from Sleeper, Bran and the rest rushed towards the stadium where the rally was held, but they were late as Carnage had already killed the Senator. Toxin fought and later defeated Lasher, who was with Carnage, while the rest fought Carnage. Carnage merged with another symbiote and escaped with Agony. After the fight, Andy Benton, the host of Silence and Flash Thompson, aka Agent Anti-Venom, asked Brent to return home, but he remained with them. Marvelous verdict. So, we have finally come to the end of our video, and we hope you've liked our content. The symbiotes will continue serving Marvel as an essential element of the universe, and we'll be receiving several combinations of them. They have emerged to be one of the most essential alien races in the Marvel universe, and their assistance can certainly change a lot of scenarios. With that, we'll be concluding our video. Feel free to add your views in the comment section, and stay tuned for the next Marvelous video.